all night the way that we have. You wait all day, and it's Sunday Night Football. Just over an hour away in Baltimore at the bank. We will go to outside M&T Bank Stadium shortly. But before we do, let's set the table for a Week 16 primetime clash between the Ravens and Patriots, a game that Baltimore has to have, and there is major AFC and AFC North implications taking place right now in the ending in Detroit. The Lions are trying to claw back. I'm watching this literally as we speak. The Steelers are trying to hold on. It is 29-17 with 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Jared Goff and company in the red zone, and they are in the end zone. So Detroit scores now. Again, it is a one-possession game, and that one is one that we're going to be watching closely because if Pittsburgh holds on to win, the Ravens are now in a position where they have to win out over the next 3 weeks, and it all begins, of course, with what's most in front of them, and that's tonight in Baltimore against the New England Patriots. Your inactives dropped just under an hour ago. Cheeto Awuzie, who popped up this week with a foot after, encountering some sort of sideline netting in Cincinnati. He has been ruled out of this game, so that's obviously a big deal and a big hit to the Ravens secondary and their efforts to stop Stephon Diggs and this high-flying passing attack led by Drake May. No Tylan Wallace means Devontae Walker will be up. Joseph Noteboom is down, so that means Carson Vincent is your primary backup to Ronnie Stanley. And because Ronnie popped up with a knee/ankle this week, he's good to go. Same thing with Kyle Hamilton. That's obviously not a surprise, but something to watch being that he popped up this week with an ankle. CJ Okoye is down. That means David Ajabo is up. Aeneas Peebles continues to be on the outside looking in as a rookie. Is Detroit going for 2? Let's just see what happens here. It was 29-17. And no, why go for 2? There's no need to. So it's a 5-point lead for Pittsburgh with just over 4 minutes to go in Detroit. Lions trying to claw their way back into this one. It's got major ramifications in terms of the AFC North and the path forward to the postseason for the Ravens. And, of course, Cooper Rush will be your third emergency quarterback there behind the primary backup to Lamar, Tyler Huntley. That's what's going on there. Before we talk about New England's inactives, before we get into this game in depth, let's go out to the bank and see what the hell's going on out there with a running mate of mine in recent nights. That's right, Mr. St. Pete himself, my pal Kyle from Baltimore. He's newly chilling in St. Pete with his dog, doing the exact same thing that I am. We've had a good time reuniting and getting to know this downtown St. Pete area and perhaps a few female clientele lists over the last 72 hours or so. If you want to call in, guys, and share a thought, I know Chef Trez and a number of other of you are out at the bank right now. I have a guest access line link pinned in my live chat. Give me a call, and the question becomes, will the Ravens be able to, one, disrupt Drake May with a 4-man rush, something they were able to do effectively a week ago against Cincinnati, and 2, can they hang with this Patriots high-flying offense that comes in as a group that is lethal? Lethal in terms of the statistics, lethal in terms of the highlights, lethal in terms of what they have personnel-wise, and it all starts with an MVP candidate and Drake May. Those are the questions that I'm asking moving forward. Go ahead and vote in the poll. So far, over 50 votes and counting. Will the Ravens win out over the next 3 weeks? Because if Pittsburgh holds on to beat Detroit, they have to. To the bank we go. Good to see you, brother. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, brother? What's up, man?
What's going on at the bank tonight?
It's crazy. Look, I got Santa here. Hey, Santa, I'm on a podcast. I'm just showing we got Santa out here.
Go Pats!
Hey, did you tell him we saw him yesterday? Was he on a motorcycle yesterday in St. Pete by chance?
Not the guy on the motorcycle. It's crazy out here. I'll tell you what. I've been coming to games all year. It's the busiest I've seen. I know we talked about numbers. They stepped out here tonight. It's look out here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, flip that camera around. Where are you guys tailgating tonight?
I'm
Oh yeah.
We're in Lot B. Lot B. Lot B is it's bumping. Ravens Walk was full. It's good energy out here. It's really good energy.
Hey, I know you know that this has been a very uncharacteristic season at home. They are 3-5. It'll just be the third season in 30 years where they've finished below 500 at home. What's the energy out there? How has New England traveled well? That's the question.
Dude, the energy does not. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of Patriots fans. They've traveled very well. So a little nervous about that. I know tickets were a little cheap. But energy-wise, people know it's an important game. At this tailgate I'm at right now, check this out. We got a TV watching the game. Hold on. Got a TV here watching the game.
Dope.
We're all locked in, so everybody's cheering, everybody's going crazy, so they know what's at stake. So people are getting after it.
That's a dope setup, brother. Enjoy yourself. Safe travels back tomorrow. We'll catch up soon.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. Go Ravens, baby.
Kyle. I love it. Baltimore's finest right there, and not a bad setup there at all. When people go to the extent, by the way, we're multitasking for the next several minutes because this game in Detroit has major ramifications on what the Ravens will need to do over this closing stretch with over 3 minutes to go, 3 minutes and 12 seconds to be exact. The Steelers are hanging on to a 5-point lead over Detroit. The Lions offense up until the last couple minutes has gone quiet, and they have allowed some explosive plays to Pittsburgh's running backs. So what is it? Pittsburgh is in Detroit's territory. There's a handoff to the left-hand side as the 3-minute mark approaches. Steelers move the ball so smoothly on Detroit. Lions are laying down, but there's still a lot of game left, and anything can happen. But again, that one means a lot in terms of the AFC North picture and the overall AFC playoff picture for the Ravens, who need to win tonight. Most importantly, that's the one thing that they can control right now. They have to win tonight. Just went final in Denver. The Broncos lost for the first time in 11 weeks. Their 11-game win streak is over as Jacksonville goes to Denver and wins. So the Jaguars still in play, potentially, mathematically, for the number 1 seed. That is not lost for Trevor Lawrence and company in year 1 with Liam Cohen. Captain Hard says, Detroit shaking my head. We win today. Love won't be back next week because of the concussion. We'll win that. DK also might be suspended. So there's a couple different things here that are relevant. We're going to get back to the guest lines in just a second. I see Judah and Wes hanging out down there, ready to roll and ready to talk about this game. So first of all, Jordan Love is in concussion protocol. It's a short week. That's something to watch. Saturday night, prime time, meaning 6 days from now, the Ravens will go to Lambeau in a game that could potentially mean nothing, but we'll have to get there after this one goes final in Detroit before we can actually say that. Bottom line is Ravens got to win tonight. Then you can go to a short week and think about whether you're going to be seeing Malik Willis or Jordan Love. Then I think DK Metcalf could definitely be suspended, but I don't think it would be multiple games. I could see it being one game. There was an incident with a fan. I don't want to say punched. He definitely swatted a fan. Who knows what the hell was going on there? But yeah, that's something that took place earlier this afternoon. Captain also says Detroit can't stop a nosebleed. They're going to have to right now to keep this game alive because the 2-minute warning is coming up. They just used their first of 3 timeouts, and now it's going to a 60 minutes commercial break. So we're going to go back and forth on that. Let me get you caught up to speed with the New England side of things and the Patriots' overall availability. But again, you see on the screen right now that laundry list, right, that came out on Friday from an injury report standpoint. The only real loss that I think is impactful is Chido Awuzie being down. That was a foot that popped up on Sunday in Cincinnati. He was a DNP Wednesday and Thursday. So obviously that's a hit. That's a blow to the Ravens secondary. He was doubtful going in, so he is out. Rashad Bateman will play. Teddy Buchanan's on IR. Zay Flowers will play. Kyle Hamilton, he'll play. He's a gladiator. I think we all knew that was going to be the case. Jay Higgins out, but his 3-week window is open. Trenton Simpson, that's one to watch tonight. Level 2 of Baltimore's defense, led and flanked by Roquan Smith, as Detroit forces Pittsburgh to punt, or will it be a Boswell field goal? Let me go ahead and just pause this conversation for a second. A-Rod was under pressure. He flushed off to his right and just threw it up and out of play, and he's pissed. Let's see where the Steelers are. I've been going back and forth. They will trot out Boswell. It's a 5-point game. This is a big field goal right now from Chris Boswell. He's been good from 23 and 59. He's converted a 59-yard field goal. The guy is as much of a sure thing as there is in today's NFL. You think Philadelphia, by the way, will call up Justin Tucker over the next week? Good God. Okay, 2:09. And, of course, there's going to be a delay here. They're probably calling another timeout trying to ice Boswell. So let me go back and forth. But this is obviously a big field goal coming up from Chris Boswell. It's 4th and 8. The 2-minute warning, 9 seconds away from that. Look, the bottom line is, to get back to that thought I had, level 2 with Trenton Simpson, 3rd time's a charm. He's been demoted twice over his first 3 years. They went with Teddy Buchanan, who won the job outright. Trenton became sort of a third down role specialist for this team. Played well in that role, I thought, throughout this year, but there's going to be a lot asked of him. There's different alignments, different usage, different personnel groupings that they can do to set him up for success, especially knowing that our Darius Washington is back, and I'm sure will be added to that 15-snap debut that he had a week ago. And here comes Boswell from 37. Should be light work for him. He converted from 59. This is indoors. Did he just miss that? Did Chris Boswell just miss that field goal? Did he just miss that? Boswell misses from 37. That is a massive turn of events in Detroit. This game is wide open now and plenty of time. He missed it wide right from 37. One of the game's most consistent kickers, if not the most consistent, misses wide right. Wow. He had converted from 59 and 27, and Boswell misses wide right. There's 2 minutes and change left, and Detroit is cooking right now at home. At least they can right their wrongs from the previous 3.5 quarters, which has not been very pretty for them offensively. Goodness gracious, there's a lot happening right now. That's where the inactives are. I'm going all over the place right now. The bottom line, Trenton Simpson's a big opportunity in a big-time moment for him. Detroit takes over from their own, call it 24, 25-yard line, going nowhere on 1st and 10. Lamar will play. There's an illness that's been all over this locker room. Brent Urban popped up with an illness. He's going to play. John Jenkins was down with an illness. He's going to play. Linderbaum will play. Ronnie Stanley was questionable. He'll play. The rest of the veterans that got days off at the end of last week will also play as well. Back to the guest lines we go. No Robert Spillane tonight. Key linebacker for them, for New England's defense. He is down. So no Spillane. The rest of the guys that popped up as questionable, including their corners this past week, they will play. But no Spillane's a big deal. Don't you think, Judah? Welcome to the program, brother. Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Same to you, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, man. So first thing I want to talk about is that you asked, do you think we can win out? I do. I do believe, I got confidence that we can build a win out. I do still believe that the Ravens are the most talented team from a player standpoint in the NFL, right? And most of our losses come from bad decisions, I think, by coaching. But I have seen things that I'm very confident in, like over the while. I know a lot of the fans don't like this, but from the beginning of the season, I saw a lot of roster moves that needed to be made. And for whatever reason, a lot of those moves have been made. I've been saying from day one that Oweh had to get out of the way for the O-line, for the D-line to be better, right? And one thing that I was really pleased.
In LA, ain't he? He's going to get paid next year.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was a win-win for everybody, right? But I'm just glad that Tavius Robinson was one that I was really excited about having. And we saw his impact immediately. You know, when you pair him with a guy like Mike Green, you have two dominant freaks of nature that can't be blocked. Neither one of those guys can be blocked. Then you add in a Travis Jones who also cannot be blocked. You know, these guys can, so I think that those three on the defensive line, and you could throw in Jenkins and those other guys, but those three at the core are the reason why I think we can get pressure with 4 men now. And I think that changes this defense dramatically. You know what I mean? So I was happy about that. Of course, you know, I'm happy that.
Listen to Vrabel. It's a perfect segue. Listen to Vrabel. He knows that their run defense has been one of the key pieces to this turnaround. especially with over a month-long stretch where this offense continues to look pedestrian-like. I know that was not the case against Cincinnati last weekend, but it has and was leading up to that game. Listen to Vrabel, New England's head coach, earlier this week.
Running the ball on them, so they're forcing a lot of these games to be one-dimensional. Really good mix of veteran players and some youth. Really good interior players. They're just big. They're, Jones and Jenkins. And obviously they'll rotate other guys through there, but it starts with those two. I think Kyle Hamilton is one of the best players in this league just from a versatility standpoint and what he can do at the line of scrimmage covering. 34 career PBUs, 8 career sacks, plays nickel, plays safety, plays dime backer. So the versatility there is impressive. The playmaking ability is impressive. Humphreys is, if you're loose with the football or you take a nap, he'll pull it out or he'll hammer it. Roquan Smith usually tackles the ball every time it's handed off. So they're playing well. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and it'll be a huge test.
As that was playing, Detroit's now in a position where they converted on 3rd and 13, but they came up 2 yards short of moving the chains, Judah. So it's 4th and 2 and a gotta-have-it moment for Detroit with 1:39 on the clock, under 2 minutes left. Oh, and this might get reviewed. Oh, boy, that might be coming back. So Detroit's backs up against the wall. The offense has been woeful much throughout today. And this has a big, major ramification on what the Ravens will need to do, which, to your point a minute ago, could very well be, when it's all said and done here in the next 10 minutes, win out and you're in. It's setting up nicely if you can find a way to win tonight, because they may not have Jordan Love in Green Bay coming up on Saturday, 6 days from now.
Yeah. And I'll just fly through this because I know they got somebody else waiting to get on the line. But when you said about Trenton Simpson, I completely agree. But the good thing, I was a former linebacker, and what I can say, what I know for a fact, is that linebackers feed off each other. What I mean by that is usually when you have great linebacker play, even if it's just one guy you bring in, that usually elevates the other linebackers. And I think we saw that with Trenton Simpson, because he did fairly well when he came in for Buchanan. And I do believe Buchanan being there is increasing. Yeah.
It was early on in the game. Sarah and I were talking about that last week. Like, hey, how much did Trenton actually play? He played a lot. That happened in the end of the first quarter, Teddy's injury. And by the way, he's now on IR, so his season's over, and hopefully he'll be back by training camp. Yeah,
but now I'll say this before I pass it. I do believe that I think we're going to win tonight, but the Patriots are no joke, and I don't think Drake May gets the praise that he deserves. I think the praise that Brock Purdy got a few years ago is actually what Drake May deserves now, but he's not getting it. But I think he's a really good quarterback, and a lot of people are not talking about it. I think Drake May is the real deal.
I appreciate the call, brother. Kyle Hamilton agrees with you. I'll catch up with you after the game. Thanks, brother.
All right.
One, I think he's super mobile, big arm, big guy. I met Drake a couple times too. Good dude, and but just as a player, like, he presents a lot of problems for defense. I can't remember the last time we went against like a very mobile quarterback like Drake. So it'll be big for us just to have good rush lanes. But he can hurt you just as much with his legs as he can with his arm. So big props to him. I know he's like in the MVP conversation, everything, all deservedly so. He's had a great year. It's only his second year, right? Yeah. So. Probably going to be a problem in the league for a long time. So excited to go up against him team this Sunday.
Drake May's a problem. It's going to be a problem if Detroit does not convert on 4th and 2. Jared Goff drops back and does not convert. Pittsburgh's defense holds, but there's a late flag, multiple pieces of laundry flying onto the field. We're going to have to wait and see what this call is. 2 different flags make their way onto the field. It was 4th and 2. A lot of activity there at the catch point. Let's go ahead and unmute this. Defensive pass interference on Pittsburgh. That keeps Detroit's drive and ultimate hopes of winning this game alive. Yeah, that's a textbook call there. Nothing about Vegas there, right? Definite textbook defensive pass interference. So Detroit's hopes alive. This is a multitask effort for the ages. Back to the guest lines we go. Stationary Maurice, I see you out there. We'll get to you in just a second. West was first. Dre Dog's down there as well. Waiting room is cooking, and we're watching not a barn burner, but a fun one start to unfold with 1:24 left in Detroit. A fresh set of downs coming off the defensive pass interference for the Lions. Jared Goff pumps, fakes, and goes down. More flags make their way out of the field. 2 more. All right, I feel like this game is going to go on for another 20 minutes. I think we'll be okay to get to the guest lines. All right. I know why your ass is calling in, Wes.
I told you I'd be here. I told you.
How did I know your ass would be calling in? It's good to see you. Merry
Never
Christmas.
a doubt. Never a doubt.
Congratulations to Bama. Yes. I don't know if I'm going to, walk myself back entirely. We'll see what they do the rest of the way. Great win for them over Oklahoma. Well done.
Hell yeah. Thank you. I never a doubt in my mind, obviously.
I'll just say this. There were a bunch of young, and they're nice guys. So sometimes there's negative connotations when you say frat boys. But the frat boys that I met on whatever the hell night it was, it must have been Friday night. When did they play at this? They played Friday
night.
The Bama boys that were out and about Friday night, letting it rip, knowing that they're, that nobody wanted them in it. It was hysterical. And these guys, like good old Southern boys, it was a hysterical conversation that I was having with these 20-somethings that actually worked as like game boy, like game day boys for Saban and whatnot. And I think one of them actually worked last year with DeBoer. Yeah, this is year 2 for DeBoer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I was chatting with them, thinking of you on Friday night. So what you got for me tonight, brother?
Well, my game's, I guess, a few seconds ahead of yours, so I won't give anything away if anything happens. But never mind. Sorry. Big play.
Sounds like YouTube TV's fucking me over here. So there's a screen. I'm
on YouTube TV too, so I don't know what the delay is. But man, I hope we get the win tonight. Hopefully Detroit can pull this off because Jared Goff has been sorry all game. Their defense has been sorry all game. So if they can get this win, it'll be huge.
Dashed Pittsburgh's defense there with a screen to Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Clock is moving. Under 50 seconds left. Goff tries for the end zone and airmails it. So we're going to go back and forth. 2nd and 10. Let's take a breath on this one. Obviously, if Pittsburgh holds on to win, the Ravens, just to remind everyone, the Ravens will be forced to win out over the next 3 weeks if they want to win the AFC North, which obviously is the way to get into the postseason this year, given the AFC and the nature of this conference right now. But Detroit may have something to say about that. 45 seconds ago, you were saying.
I think the only caveat to that is if the Steelers win this week and the Ravens lose, if Pittsburgh loses next week to Cleveland, it'll still come down to week 18. But obviously that would be a tall task for Cleveland with Shador to beat Pittsburgh. Yeah. But nonetheless, I think we'll be able to get a good amount of pass rush on Drake May, especially with their left tackle, Will Campbell, being out.
They scored. Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Detroit scores. I'm one play behind. Goff out to his right. Okay. So St. Brown scores. 22 seconds to go. They're about to go up. It'll be, I'll be very curious. Are they going to go for 2?
Oh, no.
There's a flag on the play. 22 seconds left. Still not plenty of time for Pittsburgh, who's going to get the ball back here with very little. So that call's coming back. Pass interference on Detroit. Offensive pass interference. So anyway.
What a bullshit call. Whatever. Anyway, no Will Campbell. Their left tackle has been really inconsistent. So I feel like if we're able to get some good pressure off that left side, it'll be a decent game. It'll really come down to, they've got a pretty good run game with their backs, and Drake May is really an underrated dual threat quarterback. So as long as they can, the Ravens being as long as they can stop the Patriots run game, I think it'll be pretty good outcome for us. You just never know because this team's so inconsistent. Somebody can put up 30 points against us one week and 0 the next. So
right.
As long as they come out like they did against the Bengals last week, think it'll be a good day for us.
Yes, and hey, to be clearer on what I've been saying here about the whole implications and what ends up taking place here in Detroit, which hopefully will go final in a couple of minutes. It feels like the last 2 minutes have been 20, 30 minutes of real time. But anyway, first and goal, and Detroit was just backed up considerably here to their own, 16. They convert on first and goal. But anyway, if Detroit finds a way to win this game, which the clock is ticking, they have to use another timeout. What is going on? You got bodies all over the place right now. I'm obviously a play behind you right now. But let's say Detroit finds a way to win this game, and then the Ravens win tonight. That then puts the scenario in place that Week 17 at Lambeau will not matter, right? And it'll be loser goes home Week 18, winner takes the division, and ultimately goes to the postseason in Pittsburgh Week 18. So just to be clear on that, give me your prediction and get on out of here, brother.
Oh, God. Prediction. Let's go 30-24 Ravens.
Okay. I'm on record 27-21. I think they're going to find a way to run the ball effectively. And as I'm going to let you go on this, Aaron Schatz talked about it, the importance of a 4-man rush and not putting Zach Orr in a position where you got to kind of be forced to blitz Drake May, because the MVP candidate has eaten well this year in those categories. I'll catch up with you later on. Enjoy the game tonight, and Merry Christmas, brother.
Merry Christmas to you, Seaman.
Pressure Drake May without blitzing. May has 42% DVOA against the blitz, which is second in the league behind Brock Purdy. And of course, Purdy has a somewhat limited sample size this year.
Well, where's Jordan Love?
Like third or something.
Okay.
The Patriots are 28th in pressure rate and the Ravens are 26th. But the Ravens, according to ESPN charting, have a 42% pressure rate with a blitz, which is 12th, and a 21% pressure rate without a blitz, which is 30th. So they really need to blitz to get pressure. But if you blitz Drake May, he kills you.
My biggest takeaway from watching the Ravens against the Bengals was I thought the defensive line looked the best it has all year. A trade that I completely overlooked, Dre'Mont Jones. When the trade deadline happened, I was like, whatever, you know. Yeah. He was awesome against the Bengals. I mean, Bengals offensive line is not good. I get it. Travis Jones, who they just paid, is very, very good at getting after the quarterback. Tavius Robinson had a big day. You know, a couple of those guys are going to have to step up. Your point is really good. I kind of think they can. I don't know.
Still no Will Campbell, right? So the Patriots are very weak at left tackle with Verdarian Lowe. They've overcome that the last couple weeks. If May has time, he is the best quarterback in the league this year on deep passes. Baltimore ranks 20th on passes of 16 or more air yards.
This is an insane ending in Detroit right now.
Too much for me. You go ahead, Jim. This is like the 2-point play in Seattle the other night.
Can you guys hear this? I can't have it muted because I got to know what the hell is going on right now. Regulation game clock is hit 0. There's a flag on the field. Did Detroit?
Is this going to be a call against Pittsburgh to keep this game alive? Goff is making an appeal. Probably wanted to point out, hey, I scooped up the ball and scored anyway.
This is an insane ending in Detroit. There's still a debrief that's going on the field with the Zebras.
All these possibilities, including offensive pass interference, which some believe on that Pittsburgh sideline that's going to be the call, which would be the game over because Amon-Ra didn't score anyway.
Will it be OPI, offensive pass interference?
This is getting all kinds of looks.
Major debrief on the field right now. Rodgers is signaling as if it's over. This is insane. Why is there no communication right now? Here it comes. Oh my God. Come on. Wow. No.
In the NFL, offensive fouls with time expired do not extend. I was looking to see, they may have been discussing whether there was progress on St. Brown and whether there was time, but once Carl Shepard said the ruling was touchdown, we knew that time had expired. You see the OPI by St. Brown there. And as I said, the game was at 0 whenever Goff scored, so that is end of game. You don't extend on offensive penalties. Let's see what's on the clock. You know, the players are still on the field. The Lions players are looking up at the big board, watching the replay over and over again.
You guys can hear this, right?
Trying to figure out what just happened. How about the effort right there, by the way? And the presence of mind for Goff to fly into the end zone, all for naught. You sit here and watch this and you say, I mean, this is such a huge moment for seasons for these teams. And all of a sudden, St. Brown doing that. Jalen Ramsey going to the nickel because Eccles was out. What a game by him right there. Tracy, it's all yours.
I mean, Aaron and I are in disbelief down here. How would you describe that one, Aaron?
Chaos. I mean, I was a part of a game 13 years ago that had this kind of chaos.
So are we.
With some replacement referees, though. I mean, just watching it now, looks like there's no PI. Looks like he's stopped. Forward progress is stopped. But a lot of crazy game. We had another PI on the touchdown. So.
I'm just processing what we just watched, but Pittsburgh escapes with a victory in Detroit. Massive. That's a massive deal for the Ravens and the overall AFC North, which now stands in. Look, they still control their own destiny, right? The Ravens still do control their overall fate, but they're going to have to win the next 2 games. Have to. Likely have to win their next couple games in order to set up the final stage, Week 18 in Pittsburgh, for a win-or-go-home type of opportunity for both the AFC North and the overall playoffs. That's where things are right now. Pittsburgh goes to play the Cleveland Browns coming up next weekend. Wow. To the guest lines we go. I'm just processing this like all of you. Chef is at the game. So I know, Maurice, we were cutting to you. We will still, but Chef is at the game. So let's get an in-game perspective from Mr. Chef Trez himself. What's going on, brother? No audio for Chef, but he is in the building. What's going on, brother?
Also, I don't know if you can hear me, Bobby, but man, the crowd's already kind of rocking. We were watching the Steelers game, Steelers Lions, and man, I don't like some of them calls, man.
That was one of the wildest endings, and then some, that you will see. But ultimately, Pittsburgh walks away, so they're 9-6. 9-6, still atop the division, still in a position to take care of what they need to. But the Ravens got to take care of business tonight. That's really the only thing they can control. Go win tonight.
Yeah, thank you for your attention. It is what it is. Got to win out. Got to win out. Keep going to the playoffs.
What's the scene like out there?
I'll catch you, Bobby.
Okay, Chef. Yep. He's got some connectivity issues going on right now out at the bank as the place starts to funnel in, I'm sure. Wow. I'm still trying to process. What it was that we just watched in Detroit. So again, this is about as must win as it gets for the Ravens coming up tonight. Lamar knows it. We all know it. The Ravens know it.
Defensive line is phenomenal. Linebacker, secondary, just all phases. Like I said, the defense is explosive. Like to get after the quarterback, so I just be on point and execute everything.
It is a defense that New England boasts that statistically ranks among the league's best. Overall, they're the 7th ranked group. They're 5th against the run. Have not been too stout in that area in recent weeks, but I think that susceptibility right there could be an open for the Ravens. 15th ranked passing defense, 7th in scoring, 11th on third down. But how about this? Their red zone defense could be open season. 32nd. They are dead last in red zone defense. 75% of the time an opposing offense gets in the red zone, they're scoring. Problem is, the Ravens are second to last in that category offensively speaking. Just 44% of the time, as we all know, they are scoring touchdowns when they get in the red area. Has not been good enough. Maurice, thank you for holding as I try and process what we just watched in Detroit. Bottom line is, it looks like officials got that correct in a strange, bizarre ending with an offensive pass interference. So Pittsburgh walks away victorious. Steelers remain atop the AFC North, and this is must-win territory for the Ravens at their place, inside the bank. Primetime football coming up tonight. How we feeling, Mr. Stationary? It's good to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me. I would have been getting my steps in, but unfortunately for me, I've gotten out with the cold, so I don't have a choice but to be stationary. But, I do have my optimism that we will win out, going into this game against the Patriots. Now, despite us having a 7-7 record, we are a favorite to win this game by 3 points. We are 3-point favorites, and according to the win probability, we have a 63.9% chance winning this game. So it's like, here are the 3 keys to us winning this game. It's like, on the defensive side of the ball, we have to win with the 4-man rush. So we have to do everything we can to force Drake May out of his comfort zone. And knowing Drake May, he is one of those mobile quarterbacks. And in this league, we've seen a lot of mobile quarterbacks come and go, like from the Cordell Stewarts of the world to the Steve Youngs of the world, et cetera, et cetera. And if you know the Ravens defense over the last several years, we have quite a lot of familiarity with facing mobile quarterbacks. So if we can win this game with the 4-man rush without having to rely on sending blitzes from our linebackers, safeties, whatever the case may be, that would be one of the keys to winning this game. And another key to winning this game is, running the ball. So as I mentioned in the past live stream, no Robert Spillane on the football field. So best believe the Patriots are going to be weak at the linebacker position. And on top of that, their red zone defense isn't really much to write home about. So we have a mobile quarterback, an MVP quarterback, and Lamar Jackson to our disposal. We have Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell also to our disposals. So if we can exploit the imperfections of the Patriots defense for a full 60 minutes, we're going to walk out of this game with the victory. Now, as far as matching up with the Patriots receivers, in the NFL, it's all about, matching personnel. So if we match personnel for personnel, that's another key to us winning this game. Now, we do have a lot of versatility in the secondary, especially at the safety position. Kyle Hamilton, he's been playing out of his mind, and, that's to be expected from Kyle Hamilton. So he's been our Swiss Army knife on the defensive side since coming out of college at Notre Dame. So
and Kyle will play. Kyle's going to play. He popped up with an ankle. I don't think any one of us were surprised to see him activated, fully ready to go. The guy's a gladiator. Unfortunately, they did take a hit in the secondary with no Cheeto, right? That's going to certainly hinder their efforts to stop this offense. Stephon Diggs is their leading pass catcher. They've also got a guy in Hunter Henry at the tight end position that appears to be a safety valve for Drake May. And then after that, you got a bunch of dudes that are all in that 400 to 500 receiving yard category. But you've mentioned it a couple times now. We've mentioned it all week long. We got it from Aaron Schatz. There is only one other quarterback outside of Drake May who dices up defenses when blitzed more successfully than him. and it's Brock Purdy in San Francisco. When you have to blitz, when you are in a position where you're blitzing and you're not getting home with those 4-man rushes, much as we've seen for stretches, long stretches of this season, not right after the Dre'Mont Jones acquisition, not on Sunday against the Bengals, but we have seen it quite a bit, and the Ravens have to clean that up. They have got to get pressure organically tonight. If you got to start manufacturing with different DB blitz packages and whatnot, you're going to be on your toes because Drake gets the ball out of his hand quickly, decisively, and effectively, and that's going to then put this Ravens offense in a position where it could be a boat race, first to 30, first to 35, you name it. And this is not an offense that, unfortunately, it's shockingly, right? This has not been an offense that's been served well or that can compete in those types of games this year, which, again, is a far cry from recent seasons where they've had no problem putting up 30-plus in their sleep.
Yeah, it's like in the NFL, it's not always the game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of strategy. So that's when, matching personnel for personnel comes into play. And the last thing that we want to see from this Ravens defense is having to rely on heavy blitz packages and effort to get to the quarterback. Now, one thing I've noticed with this Ravens defensive line over the past couple of years, they have their fair share of struggles in terms of getting pressure with utilizing just a 4-man rush. So it is up to us to do whatever we have to in effort to clean that up. So if we rely on the blitz packages, it's like Lord knows what the outcome of the game would be. But yeah, we got to clean that up. And, the end of the regular season is near. We got about 2 more weeks of regular season football before the postseason gets here. So we do got to clean that up. And this is also a must-win game. So, which brings me to my prediction for this ball game. I still have us winning this game 34-21, as long as we continue to play mistake-free football and as long as we keep Lamar Jackson clean in the pocket back there and play good old-fashioned smash-mouth football. Yeah, guaranteed we're going to walk out of M&T Bank Stadium with another victory under our belt.
Maurice, thanks, brother. Always thorough. You're the man. I hope you have a great holiday. I'm sure we'll catch up over the next couple days, but the bottom line remains the Ravens can still control their own destiny and ultimately set up a win-or-go-home opportunity in the regular season finale in Pittsburgh should you win the next 2 games. It's a short week. It starts tonight with New England and perhaps the Jordan Love-less Green Bay Packers, should he still be in concussion protocol 6 days from now at Lambeau. Great to see you, brother. The shirt is phenomenal. I think it's really relevant in Jake Paul's life right now for those of us that watched what unfolded, over the weekend there. Maurice, thanks, brother. Appreciate the call. The guest lines are open. We are approaching kickoff, under 20 minutes away. Dre Dog and EB chilling right now in the waiting room. We'll get to you guys in just a second. Let's get a read in here and continue to work our way towards kickoff. Thanks to Preston Automotive Group, my longest standing sponsor. They were out, as they are, every single home tailgate at the Be More Around Town lot outside M&T Bank Stadium tonight. Maybe some of you guys went. Maybe some of you are making your way into the stadium as we speak. But at Preston Automotive Group, Bobby Baltimore subscribers get access to 2 exclusive offers, one being a $500 credit towards a new or pre-owned vehicle, and there's a shit ton of them to choose from. I'll show you them in just a second. Or when you buy 4 tires, you'll receive 50% off your alignment. And I should say and/or, because both are out there for the taking for you. Right now, the available inventory count is at 3,946, and you can search by make, model, or keyword. You can also go deeper: price, vehicle condition, year, make, location, take your pick. They're all throughout the Baltimore area. They have a hefty presence on the Eastern Shore, and I love them dearly. And I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to the entire Preston Automotive Group family. They have been extremely supportive of my channel, of our channel, and everything that we're building in Baltimore and beyond. You can scan the QR code in the upper right-hand corner if you'd like to learn more and get started today and perhaps get 2026 started with a bang, thanks to Preston for all the support that they give this channel. The inactives have been posted for well over an hour now. That's the deal. The big deal is that no Cheeto Awuzie today for the Ravens. So I think we'll probably see a little bit of TJ Tampa tonight. I would assume we're going to see a bunch of different formations and personnel groupings that include our Darius Washington, who will make his second start of the season, or perhaps not start, but he'll play in his second game since returning from that Achilles tear that forced him to miss the bulk of this season back in May when he went down. My guy C King, or Tank, excuse me, Incog Negro Gaming says refs handing out. Why did I read that handle? Incog says refs handing out W's like Nino Brown turkeys. Detroit cannot cash in. Steelers walk away from the Lions with a road victory, and now they're in a position to continue running the table. But the Ravens still have something to say about that and can very well control their own destiny over the course of this closing stretch as we get ready for the first of 3 closing games tonight in the bank. Primetime football. Dre Dog, I know, is ready to roll. You've been holding for a minute. I appreciate you doing that. It's good to see you, brother. What you got on your mind tonight?
What up, baby? Can you hear me all right?
Oh, wait.
All right. So for me, if the Ravens are going to win out, I think right now we just saw they don't have a choice. So by contraindication, I'm going to say yes, they will win out. If the Steelers had lost tonight, I think they would have dropped the game. But then again, with Jordan Love not playing against Green Bay, and also no Micah Parsons, I think they can pull that game out for sure. As far as tonight's game, there's going to be 2 key factors. I really believe the way that they play Trenton Simpson tonight will be crucial. I think before with Trenton, they tried to force a square peg into a round hole with having him play out in space a lot, trying to cover wide receivers and athletic tight ends. That's not his strong suit. Just respectfully to Trenton Simpson, that's not his strong suit. And with that, Roquan Smith would try to overcompensate a lot of the times and be caught out of position trying to make up for what Trenton Simpson couldn't do, in my opinion. That's why Roquan, not to mention Roquan he put on a little bit of weight. I think he wanted to be stronger at the point of attack, but he lost a lot of his flexibility and mobility.
Hey, and while you take a pause, let's hear from Kyle on Trenton Simpson, because you already know Kyle was singing his praises as any good teammate and leader would do this week. But this is perhaps 3rd time's a charm type of life here for Trenton, who has been demoted twice throughout his 3 years in this league, was a 2nd-round pick out of Clemson, came in with a tremendous amount of film, just God-gifted, freakish athleticism that he put on tape as a member of the Clemson Tigers. And it just, whether it was over-processing, whether it was overthinking, you name it, it wasn't all able to come together smoothly for him the first couple times, which put Roquan, his running mate, on the strong side in some difficult situations. You mentioned it last year, too, with Rose. At times you're asking yourself, like, what's up with him? Is his speed off a little bit? Has he lost a step? What's up with his conditioning? So on and so forth. But we've seen this year, particularly of late against the run, the way that he is dominating level 2 and commanding this defense, that I think Roquan's playing maybe not the best football of his Ravens career, but of late, the best football that he's put on tape in at least over a year. Here is Kyle talking about Trenton Simpson, knowing that he is stepping into Teddy Buchanan's starting role, knowing that Teddy went down with that torn ACL.
You're saying this, but we have guys who are best kept secrets, honestly, on this defense. Who are super talented, just the way things shake out. Don't get a ton of snaps at whatever position, but obviously sucks for Teddy, who's having a great rookie year, and it sucks to see somebody go down like that. But he's got a bright future ahead of him. I'm sure he'll do great with rehab. But Trenton steps in, and it's almost like it was a seamless change. It's not like he came in and they started gashing us in the run or stuff like that. He actually made a lot of stops in that game, and we're going to be relying on him going down the stretch. So I'm excited for him. It's year 3 now. He's going up a lot. Super excited to just put his talent on display, because I think he is honestly one of the more talented people on this team, on this defense.
And Dre Dog, that's never been questioned. Again, the numbers, the way he tested, you name it. Here's Lamar and Tony Dungy for a pregame interview at the bank. He has been historically, utterly dominant at home, primetime in general. That has not been the case this year. They are 3-5, and there is a sour taste, and I'm sure this fan base's mouth when it comes to the underperformance at home. They will finish below 500 regardless of what happens tonight on the year, but you can definitely kind of at least get back to the good graces of what you typically are and get back to 4-5, and most importantly, continue to control your own destiny down this closing stretch. You got to win tonight. Like you said, no Jordan Love potentially on a short week on Saturday night. No Micah Parsons for sure. That's a big deal for an offensive line that struggled in Baltimore. And then we all know that flip a freaking coin 3 weeks from now, week 18, if that ends up being a win and take all type of opportunity for these two teams when it comes to the AFC North Division and ultimately their path to the postseason. But a closing thought for you, my man, tonight.
Yeah, man. And the other point is, I would say Todd Monk can just be consistent with running the ball, man. This team, the Ravens team, although we've had our struggles with the run, we still average 5 yards a carry, man. So just rely on that run. Keep the short passing game involved. Of course, every now and again, you might want to throw one out there to maybe Zay, if he can get down that far. But try to find someone that – I think Tez is up for this game. So maybe we see a flash play from Tez come through. Y'all boy Bateman is back. Maybe he, took off his fingernail polish and he's ready to play tonight. But, yeah, man, run the rock.
You're
Trenton
bad. You know
Simpson,
that? You really are.
I'm sorry. The point I was trying to make with Trenton Simpson, the reason why I think he's going to be so important tonight, I want Zachary Orr to utilize Trenton as he's been doing in the rush package. That is going to be so important. If you have Kyle and Roquan or Kyle and Alohi next to each other, whoever you decide to put in that middle and that nickel spot, allow Trenton to play in the rush position. And with him on the field, Tavius Robinson back, Kyle Van Noy kind of having a couple of good games, kind of, stacking a couple games, not world breaking. We got stinking David Ajabo back out there. So I hope and pray they don't overutilize him because he brings nothing to our front whatsoever. I'm sad that we don't have CJ Okoye in because he's over these past few weeks, he's had a couple of tip passes that have changed the complexion of that defensive line. So not having that 6'7", I think he's 6'7", 6'8", something like that, CJ Okoye is. Not having that against a guy like Drake May who likes to throw those zippy passes right across the middle. I think we might miss a little bit of that. And is Brett Urban in? Is he playing?
You'll have Brent in his sort of veteran rotation role. He popped up with an illness over the weekend. Whatever's running through the locker room, he got that.
Okay.
But he will play. Yeah. Josh Tupou is up. So CJ Okoye is down. Ajabo's up. Tupou was the practice squad elevation.
Yeah.
He's up. John Jenkins, of course, will be out there in a rotational role. And you know that Mr. 70%, 98, Mr. Payday himself, Travis Jones, will be out there getting after it. So I expect them to have success. There's a two-headed monster in Ramondre Stevenson and TreVeyon Henderson. And it's actually flip-flopped. Henderson's their number one. Stevenson's their number two. But they both do it all. They both catch the football for them in the backfield. And they could be safety valves, safety options for Drake May. Stephon Diggs is their leading receiver. Hunter Henry at the tight end position is a guy that cashes in on a lot of checkdowns and other areas across the middle, like you were saying. So, hey, this is an offense that I don't think Drake's going to win the MVP.
Hands up. I hope Zach Orr told them, hands up defense. It has to be hands up. Drake May loves the middle of the field. He loves those quick releases. He loves those slants, those digs, interior towards the middle of the field. Hands up defense. There will be crucial opportunities to tip the ball at the line. And if we can get a couple of those, maybe one of those pops up for an interception, we win this game 27-14.
All right, brother. Great seeing you tonight. Safe travels, brother. And if I don't see you, because it will be kind of a crazy travel 24 hours and into the week and hanging out with the family in upstate New York, I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and we'll catch up soon.
Talk to you soon.
Later, Dre. We are closing in on kickoff in Baltimore at the Bank. It's primetime football, a game that the Ravens have to have. Pittsburgh clawed away, somehow got away with a win in Detroit in last-second fashion. And I mean last-second fashion. Tank says, Monk on that good cushion alcohol. He forgets that he has bad running backs he can call. Run the ball. Tank from the rafters. Take a look at the AFC playoff picture going into tonight at the Bank. Denver still leads the way, having lost today to Jacksonville. So the Broncos' 11-game win streak is over. Jacksonville snaps it. The Jaguars still could be in play for the number one overall seed and that first-round bye. New England thinks it's still very much, and it is, in play for that at 11-3. Jaguars are 11-4. Pittsburgh 9-6, having beaten the Lions tonight in Detroit. Chargers, crazy enough, mathematically are still in it potentially for the number 1 overall seed. They are 11-4. Buffalo improved to 11-4 today. Houston is 10-5. And in the hunt, along with Baltimore, the Colts, Phillip Rivers and the Colts at 8-6. That's where things stand right now. EB and Julian, let's get out of here quickly because we're a couple minutes out from kickoff. So give me your final thought as the Ravens make their way out into the bank under the primetime lights, baby. Talk to me, Joel. What's going on, brother?
All right, I'm gonna make it as quick as I gotta get out of here myself because I gotta go to work, unfortunately. Ugh. Anyway, take care of the football, get pressure on Drake May, score at will, do whatever it takes to win, kick their ass, and get out of here with a win. I ain't playing no games tonight.
That shit's simple. He said the simple is, baby, run it.
Yeah, pretty
Enjoy
much.
yourself tonight. Safe travels on the way into work, and I'm sure you'll be watching along with us later on.
Damn straight.
All right, Joel. Pretty simple stuff there from the man. Appreciate it. EB, you with me? Are you getting the final closing thought of the night, EB? Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Mr. EB. And why am I not surprised that you're on the clock right now as well? What's going on, brother?
Real quick about the Steelers and Detroit game. I found it to be absolutely bullshit. I wouldn't be surprised if the officials took the game from Detroit like they took our game when we played the Steelers. I'm gonna just leave that at that. Now, the focus on the Patriots. Run the damn ball. Run the ball. I know our offensive line is, oh my gosh, but we need to run the ball. And on defense, you need to make the pass rush, the full man pass rush, a thing. Now, to go back to what one of your previous callers said, King Judah, shout out to him, by the way. He missed one key person, a part of that four-man pass rush, and that's Dre'mont Jones. And I said this last week to you, Bobby. The key to the pressure is definitely, without a doubt, Tavius Robinson, who apparently we've been missing a lot lately, Mike Green, Dre'mont Jones, and Travis Jones. And my score prediction, and I actually gave you two last week, this game is either going 42-20 or 38-17.
What the hell?
I got that much confidence.
What the hell are you talking about over there, EB?
Bank on it,
you getting into the eggnog already tonight? What the hell are you doing over there?
Nah, I'm on my way back to the warehouse. I'm in the company, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate you sticking your neck out there for a good prediction. Safe travels tonight. Happy holidays to you and yours, and we will revisit that lofty score prediction should it come to fruition. So thank you.
Oh, are we doing that tonight? Because I will be back.
I don't know if I'll be post-game and live because Sarah and I won't finish up till 2 a.m., but we will do it soon. We will revisit it soon.
Gotcha. All right.
I appreciate you, man. Merry Christmas, EB. You're the man. Guy's always busting his butt out there working, making a living, providing. That's what he does. Guys, it's kickoff in Baltimore, and you can follow along play-by-play on Discord in the Bobby Baltimore community with over 1,000 like-minded Baltimore sports fans and counting. Go ahead and join. I just updated my pinned comment in the live chat with a free access link. If you'd like to go check it out, go click that link. It is free. It's a 24/7 hub for conversation surrounding Baltimore sports, and it'll be cooking for the next several hours into the wee hours as we get ready for Ravens, Patriots coming up tonight, a game that the Ravens absolutely have to have. Starts right now at the bank. Enjoy it. I will catch up with you post-game inside the vault with Sarah at midnight. Later, guys. Appreciate you and appreciate Preston Automotive Group for the continued support of this program.